What's going on with my sister's syndrome?
Are you connected to Smith Magenis Syndrome as a parent, babysitter, family member, or teacher? If yes, check out this video. Penny, where?
Welcome to SMS Family Day.
What's Smith Magenis Syndrome?
It's a fairly rare syndrome caused by chromosomal damage. Common features often include cognitive impairment. They often fall somewhere on the autistic spectrum. An inverted day-night cycle is also notable. They can be easily overstimulated. Unpredictable situations can be tough. They possess a strong sense of humor.
Every advantage has its disadvantage.
But they are truly delightful, engaging kids and young adults.
You will see it once you understand.
Cameraman, stop filming. Who are you? We are a family of 5, including our Gidge, our SMS child who is 8 years old. I am the mother of 14-year-old Sven and 3-year-old Lily. I also have a regular daughter, Zoe, who is 4.
My name is Suzanne, and I am the mother of Lizzie. She is 9 years old and has been diagnosed with Smith Magenis Syndrome. How did you find out that your child has been texting? I nursed him until we noticed at the consultation bureau during a meeting that his growth curve was leveling off, which triggered various alarm bells, prompting us to go to the hospital. He was 6 months old then. At 11 months, we discovered through various tests that Gidges has this syndrome.
Lily was 7 weeks old when she was diagnosed. She is the youngest diagnosed in the Netherlands. Based on that, you start reading up on your own. You can check things off for your other child, thinking, yes, he probably has it too. And indeed.
When my daughter was 1, the clinic told us she was lagging in her development. Then we got a referral to the hospital for the pediatrician. The pediatrician advised doing clinical genetic testing. It turned out that she actually had this syndrome.
Can you give an example of misunderstood behavior?
And how do you cope with it? Misunderstood behavior is very complicated. It can come out of nowhere unpredictably, like a sudden tantrum. At that moment, Gidge starts throwing whatever he has or slamming doors or worse, hitting his sister. It's very complex, yes. Yes, misunderstood behavior. We just saw it happen here. Children get angry because they feel misunderstood. It remains difficult and it varies by child. We can't say for Lily we do this and then we do the same for Sven or vice versa. That just doesn't work.
Lizzie is surprised by unexpected things. For example, when we're at the butcher and she receives a slice of sausage, she gets startled and usually throws it back at the butcher or drops it on the floor. Can you give an example?
What great moments. Fortunately, there are a lot of fun moments. He can laugh heartily at a peekaboo moment or when he puts on a costume and dances in his underwear with a hat and scarf as he loves music. Sven is the only one. He's the one who makes a lot of jokes. He can be cheerful all day long and is also very helpful. Lily here can laugh at the strangest things. The word mama can make her laugh uncontrollably. So yes, they definitely exist. Very nice moments.
My daughter is definitely a family person. She calls her grandpa, grandma, and aunt every day. She asks how they are and what they're doing. She asks every day what they ate. So that's really lovely.
What do you think other parents ought to?
What your child plays with must be known. Stay calm. Distract him. Try not to say no too often and just sit with him or let the child he's playing with be comfortable and let them play. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen very often, and his brother and sister sometimes get invited to parties, and that's when Gage says he wants to go to a festivity. It would be wonderful if parents could drop their fears and say, yes, Gage can come too. Gijs is invited to the celebration, so they should ensure he can take part and enjoy.
Sven is 14, and he has never really been truly invited to a children's party. I think you should just ask the parents of a child with Smith Magenis Syndrome, how should I handle this? What if something occurs? What should I do? Smith Magenis children are normal kids, just with a different set of instructions, I'd say.
Lizzie being different means she responds differently. She is impatient and gets tired quickly, so her concentration fades faster. She can suddenly display a negative attitude. You shouldn't take that personally. It's best to just overlook it. If I wanted you to comprehend, I would have explained it more thoroughly.
What do you think medics should be informed about?
It makes a big difference which doctors you have in front of you, as one may be very dedicated and knowledgeable about the syndrome. That's helpful. The other one just does an eye check or some other test and isn't knowledgeable. Sometimes I think you should think ahead about what kind of child you will have, particularly in terms of behavior. Sven was 11 when he got that diagnosis.
And I know that if he had been, he would have experienced a much different life.
It would be incredibly helpful if doctors would read up on this before you come in with the child or attend their office hours. Now we find ourselves having to tell everything again. It can be hard to recount your whole story. So getting informed, understanding how it operates, and knowing what it is would be very helpful.
What do you think others should know?
I always tell other kids when they say, oh, Gijs is acting a bit strange or doesn't want to do this, I say, but Gijs really enjoys it when you play with him. So simply sit comfortably beside him, enjoy chatting, as he is really fond of conversation, and you need to sit together to play happily.
Smith Magenis children may react a bit differently, but you can definitely make a lot of jokes and get into a lot of mischief too. After all, that's what you kids are here for. I always say,
If Lizzie is somewhere else or with unfamiliar kids, I always explain that our daughter is different, and that's why she reacts differently and gets tired more quickly, and that she can suddenly lose interest in something. It's important for the kids to understand that. Also that Lizzie can react in different ways, like saying hurtful words, and you shouldn't take it to heart. Just act as if you didn't hear it, I always tell them.
Kids, how do you approach it?
To always be switched on. That constant state is something you should really try to avoid. So you need to make sure you have proper distractions. We do it together as a family. There are 3 others, so we ensure there's variety. The school ensures variety. We have lovely grandparents and excellent after-school programs. So in that way, you need to ensure the right variety so you're not always on alert.
as parents, we must always be attentive. Yes, how do you handle it? Don't stress over everything. Don't think, oh, now we're outside and a child is really upset. Or Lily, for instance, bites someone else. We just let it go.
Yes, that is really very challenging. It's tough for you, tough for your relationship, tough for your family, for everyone. It's essential to find a good place for her first, one that provides quality education. Also, look for additional help. Consider after-school programs. Think about care during vacations. Think about sleepover weekends. How?
Do you see what's ahead? I often get asked how I envision the future with Gijs, and I always say I don't know. And that's correct, because no one knows precisely how things will unfold. But what really helps with a child who has a syndrome is to take it day by day. Day by day there's something fresh, something frustrating. This means you must look at what's going on, take action and keep going. That's really what we're doing now. And the future is that Gage grows, that he learns to read, that he learns to write.
We actually see the future very positively. We hope that Sven will one day live in supported housing. He is 14 now, so for now he's still at home.
The future for these children includes work-related day programs or actual jobs. Most of these children will go on to live in supported housing. There are many programs for organizations to hire those distanced from the job market and arrange assistance. You see it a lot in hospitality, sometimes also in the healthcare sector. There are many opportunities.
Believe in yourself. Things will be fine, even if there are obstacles, time and again. So don't sit at the banks, gentlemen. Blondes will face it again. No, we won't let ourselves be defeated. Setbacks can happen, but you won't see us grieving. We'll begin anew. You can't take us down. We're going to tackle it fiercely, and we'll come out on top again. And we'll come out on top again. And we'll be back on top again.
The coin dropped. If I wanted you to get it, I would have explained it more clearly.